All right, we're gonna go run some errands with my 3 youngest, and we're gonna walk through, right? I'm looking in the rearview mirror at them. But I'll share with you some of my tips of how to survive running errands with little kids. But we've got all 3 little people. Today I went shopping with my little kids. I usually have my big kids watch the littles, or I try to go shopping on my own so I can get things done faster and not have all those impulsive purchases that sometimes happen when you take other kids with you. But today I took my 3 youngest kids with me, and I wanted to share some of my tips for how I shop with my little kids.
Hey, we're in a car!
Hey, what are we here for?
Doritos!
Doritos! What am I making today for lunch?
I don't know. Doritos!
Doritos! We're making nachos just like Mommy used to make with Mama D.
Mommy, Hulk Doritos!
Hulk Doritos. Those look exciting.
Mom, look in Captain America! And
You like the music? Good music.
Mom, Spider-Man!
That's cool. I'm purposely taking my children down the hardest aisle, which is the cookie aisle. Do you see that? Oh, it all looks so good, huh? Okay, I don't publicly vlog, so this is hard for me, but a quick video just to say that it's okay to go down aisles that are hard for your kids and that are tempting for them to want things. It's just you kind of have to lay out expectations. My kids know that they're not going to get everything they want. Sometimes I'll get them one. Still super exciting things in this aisle. But anyway, I set expectations. Sometimes I'll let them get a little something. Sometimes I won't. And yes, I see my daughter climbing out. But sometimes I'll let them get something. But overall, we just come and get what's on our list. So, my kids are goofy. I gave into peer pressure. Okay, my own pressure. I gave into my own pressure. I'm buying my favorite ice cream. Hide ice cream down there. Don't let anybody know. Don't tell anybody, okay? Are you going to tell anybody what we got? No. Oh, good job. You're very gentle. Very gentle. Okay, put those in. Okay, love bug. We're going to get into the car, please. Say yes, Mom. Good job. You're awesome. Thank you for being a good listener.
Oh, wait, look.
Uh-oh, look at this stuff.
Yummy!
I might have to go and get some more because I'm not sharing that one.
You're not sharing it.
I wasn't going to share it. I was going to hide it. Whoa, I'm getting hit with cheese. I just have to tell you, this is going to be the best thing that you've ever tasted in your entire life. Are you ready to handle that kind of pressure?
Yeah.
Nothing will ever taste the same again because you'll have
Mommy,
this.
I want to taste it too.
You do?
Open it.
It's gonna get. We're not going to eat it in here. Forced to share. I'm getting 2. So normally I would not give in to my kids' demands, and that wasn't really a demand. I was the one that suggested it because I knew that they saw it now. That's why I shouldn't shop with kids and buy my little yummy things. Okay, first stop.
Yay.
Okay, stay next to the car. You like going to the store?
Again and again.
Where are you going with that? Store fail 2 times 2. I store failed twice. I totally forgot to bring my bags, and I don't know if this is nationwide, but at least in California, you have to pay for bags now, and I forgot to bring my own bags. And as you can see, I forgot to empty out the back of my truck, so I have 3 strollers and a chair and a bag in the back of my truck. So I probably should have thought ahead. I do. I have 3 strollers. Isn't that crazy? Because I haven't emptied it since the last couple times I threw strollers in the back. So there, my groceries are going to roll around a little. Okay, we survived and we are driving home now. I just had a woman, she watched me loading the kids and loading all the groceries, come by and say, You are the mom. You're awesome. So that's always encouraging to hear versus like, you didn't keep your kids in line. Why didn't you keep your kids in line? Rule number 1, set the expectations before you go shopping. So before I even take my kids into the store, usually when we're in the car, I just remind them of the basic rules that we have for shopping with mom. Are we going to be picking up anything for them? Or are we just going there to get things on mom's list? That's typically what I tell them, is that we're only going to be shopping for the things that are on mommy's list. We're not going to be getting anything extra today. And sometimes if I don't mind, I'll tell them that they can pick out which crackers they want to get, or they can pick out one snack. But I try to set the expectations before we go into the store, and I find that it saves me a lot of headache when I'm in the store. Rule number 2, go at a good time if possible. There's always going to be those times when you have to go to the store and you have to take your kids, and they might be hungry or cranky. But for the most part, I really try to encourage other moms and myself. I try to remind myself to try to make sure that my kids aren't hungry, it's not too close to nap time or bedtime, so that everyone's a little bit happier, and it makes things a lot easier when you don't have tired, cranky kids. And if they are hungry, then sometimes I just simply bring a snack along with us, and that makes things a lot better. Number 3, correct behavior immediately. I find that if I let the little bit of whining go, it just gets louder and louder and more intense. So I correct behavior immediately when I'm in the store. It also shows respect to the other shoppers as well, if they can see that you aren't just letting misbehavior go unresponded. So correct behavior immediately. I usually just encourage the kids and remind them of our rules and about certain consequences that might come with misbehavior. Rule number 4, remind your kids that going shopping with mom is a privilege. And so I spoke about consequences, and that's actually one of the best consequences that I give for my kids, is that I remind them that going to the store is a privilege with mom. So if there's too much misbehavior, or if they've broken some of the rules, then I simply just say, you know what, you lost your privilege for next time we go shopping, and you're not going to get to go with mommy. And so the next time I go, or I plan to go, I just plan ahead. I make sure that my husband can stay home with them, or I have a friend come over to stay home with them, or I've even hired a babysitter before to make the point. So, and the more fun that it seems that they're missing out on, the better. We went through a program called Brain Highways, and they talked about that the more fun that you make your kids feel like they're missing out on, the more it clicks in their brain that I don't ever want to do that behavior again because I don't like the consequence. So I would purposely come home with like a coffee drink or something fun or some fun treat that they didn't get to be a part of that time. And that really drives home the point. And I know it sounds cruel, but it really works. And so my kids get excited about the privilege of getting to go shopping. Okay, rule number 5, the last rule that I have and kind of the tip that I have to taking kids to the store with you is be prepared to leave. If your kid is completely melting down, leave the cart. And that's horrible and it sounds horrible, but honestly, store managers and employees completely understand, and they probably would respect you for doing it as well. And so when your kids are completely melting down, as I've had to do too, everybody goes through it. No kid is perfect, and you're gonna have those moments where the tantrum, you cannot get on top of it. So just be prepared to leave. And so stick to your words, stick to your guns, and it's totally awkward, but just tell your kids if this behavior continues, then we're gonna have to leave. And when you can be trusted to keep your word and not, because a lot of times kids try to manipulate you, they're master manipulators, as I like to say sometimes, and that if you tell them that you're going to leave and you actually leave, then they'll trust that you will do what you say. If you say you're going to leave and say you're going to leave and say you're going to leave, they're going to know that, man, I can really like crank it up a bit and get pretty out of control before mom's actually going to follow through. And sometimes if you don't follow through, they're going to remember that too. I actually one time, believe it or not, had my son, he was throwing a tantrum, and I asked him, why do you always do this? And he's like, because you don't always give me consequences. So I was like, ouch! So it made me realize that if I'm not consistent with my consequences and with what I say I'm gonna do, then my kids will totally take advantage of it. And they're smart. Our kids are really smart. And so the more that you can follow through on what you say, the better your shopping experience will be. So that's it. Those are my 5 kind of rules or tips that I would like to give people when they ask, how do you take your kids to the store? So those are the 5 things that I try to remember anytime I take my little kids to the store. I also, just a little note, some stores like Trader Joe's or Costco that give kids fun things like samples. I know Trader Joe's, in our store, if you find the lemur, they get a sticker or a lollipop or some sort of treat. It's important to set expectations for that, kind of going back to rule number 1, because there's some times when we've already had a little treat for the day, and so my kids aren't going to get a sucker or a lollipop when we go in. And so I just tell them, you know what, today we're only going to get stickers. And I tell them that in advance so that they know. And then when the person says, do you want a lollipop? Then I just remind them, you know what, we're only getting stickers today, and thank you so much. So I try to make sure that my kids are using good manners as well the whole time that we're there, especially if they're given something like a sticker. But that's it for today. I hope these tips help. I hope they bless you, and I hope that you enjoy them as simple solutions for a more joy-filled life. I'd love it if you could subscribe to my vlog and go check out my blog as well at raisingclovers.com. Take care and have a really great day. So you know that ice cream that I bought? Yeah, I'm eating it in my closet right now. I am willing to share some things, but well, it's a Ben & Jerry's commercial for you right now. I love Ben & Jerry's. This is my favorite one, half-baked, in case anybody was wondering. The light on my camera is very bright right now too. But yes, so this is me closet eating. It's been a long day. It's a good day, but it's a long day. As almost every day is as a mom, right? In fact, last night, my kids and I watched Mom's Night Out, which is such an amazing movie. If you have not seen it, you need to see it. But I think that they do such a great job just showing like how hairy your days can get as a mom. So